So this was slide digging. Most people would gravitate toward what's called turn digging. And that would be, if I were to take this, they would throw this forward, they'd do that to it. And they just flip it. But that doesn't maintain the stratification. So, and you can't, this is really awkward to try to do the slide digging with, to throw this forward. The more articulate tool, which is your digging spade, and we'll talk more about tools, the specifics of tools, which ones are best for what situation, what brand names are better. All right, so we've just we've done the section from here to here. Looks like we need to get just a little more on this side. All right, and then I'm going to take this because I'm an old man and I don't want to bend down any more than I have to. So I'm going to take this now, I'm going to move it over there. But again, I want you to get away from using your arms. You know, a lot of people would do this. Okay? And you don't want to, these are small muscles compared to these muscles, compared to the muscles in your torso. So, putting the shovel into the soil, if I do this, this hand back here has no strength at all. I want that hand in front of me when it hits the soil. So if I'm going to push this into the soil, I want to be able to push with my body, not my arms. So I'm going to come from here, I'm merely going to rock forward. I've got my shovel in the soil now. Slide down, pick it up, throw it, or I can use my heel, slide down, rock back, throw it. See? Everybody's body is different. I've adapted this because I'm getting older. I'll even take my leg here and do a little torque thing here where I push down, pull up, using my leg here to flip it. Got that done. What we're going to do now is we're going to subsoil this. What you're going to do, this is still fairly compacted and I haven't fluffed it yet. So I can step down here for the first part. Once I've done that, once I've done this work though, I don't want to be walking on this. I just went to a lot of trouble to fluff it. And if you look at that bed, take a look here. Here's your ground level. Here's the height of that bed. That difference is all air. That's the air we've introduced into this bed. So by doing that, what I've done is I've deepened the amount of area that the microorganisms can act in. And what I'm doing now is trying to break up any hard pan that has developed so that you get your water draining, and if you're lucky enough and you can get establish a connection with your water table, you start to draw up through a capillary action water from the subsurfaces that brings minerals with it, things like that, and trace elements from the subsurface waters. And you don't have to fertilize as much, you don't have to water as often, if you can maintain that connection. You let it dry out, and dry out, and here's your connection with the subsurface waters, and it keeps drying out. And then when you water again, you got to water all the way back to where that was so that you reconnect it. If you only water to here and it keeps drying out, and you keep watering back and forth here, you've lost that connection. So you've got to deep water again, reestablish that connection, and start drawing up stuff from below. So what I've done here with the fork is in order to start, I didn't start right here at the edge. If I did that, and I tried to pull, I'd have to lift this And I can't do that, not with this tool anyway. And any tool will break. It's your job to have a kind of relationship with your tools. It's almost like an artist with his paintbrush. You know, have some sensitivity. Listen to what the tool's telling you. If you're doing that, you'll be able to tell before that tool breaks. If you go down there and you catch a root or you catch a rock or something like that, don't just keep laying on it. Pull your tool back up, take a smaller bite, break that free, go back down, see if you can get the bottom part now. See, I broke that up into large clods. Large clods. Now when I take my fork out, I'm just going to twist that slightly. I didn't do a whole lot of work there. Again, here. Break it free, twist it, there. Now I'm going to come in this way and catch the edge. Because how do plants grow? Plants don't grow with their roots down like this. They grow like this. How do I want to dig my bed? Do I want to dig my bed this way, or do I want to dig my bed this way? So we're going to dig out just like the roots are going to want to go. We're going to pop that free. Get in there, pop that free. Again, I'm not using my arms. I'm leaning forward. Keeping my back straight as much as possible. None of us are perfect there. So, back here, I want to pop that free. Twist, down, twist, down, twist. The other thing, have you ever seen this thing where they take a sheet, a tablecloth, and it's covered with china? This guy comes up and grabs that tablecloth and yanks it out from underneath those plates. You go, wow. Same thing happens here if I use a little extra force and I do it quickly, is that I can actually sneak between those particles. So if I do it fast, if I push this in the ground slow, okay, a lot of work. But if I take it and I just quickly, it kind of slips in between. So that's why we're trying to kind of do things a little bit on the quick side. Get you some momentum going. A little extra sometimes, a little extra jab maybe. Oh, a rock. I'm going to take a smaller bite, go in deeper, get the rest of it. And again, like that, and coming back. All right. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the soil I had from before. I'm going to place that in here. Now, if we were digging, doing a lot of this in the garden, we could take, this was soil I took out of the sub part, the lower soil. This again was the lower. Grab this one and pull it over there. Again, here I am here. I'm going to pull on this. I'm going to use my arm, come in, plant myself, lean back and pull with my body. If you don't do this stuff a little consciously, you're going to hurt yourself. You're not going to have fun. It's going to wind up being more work than you can do. You don't have to do this every time. It depends on your garden, on your soil. If I were adding amendments, down and deep, I would tend to do the things like your minerals. So, and I tend to do a little bit of a lot of different things. That way I'm sure that I've kind of sort of covered the whole spectrum. But those things that I would tend to put down deep, like before I do my slide digging, when I'm doing that forking, I might add some rock phosphate, green sand, rock dust, non-precipitated bone meal. Precipitated means that whether or not it'll dissolve in water. So bone meal that does not dissolve in water, you put in there deep. Let's see, trace minerals, just light dustings. And when you do that forking, let it in there. If it was real clayey soil, you might want to add some organic material so that when you did that little twist with the fork, It'll allow that stuff to seep down into those cracks. But what we're looking for ultimately here is that we're going to have large clods down deep where I did the fork, and then medium, small, fine, tilth on the top, so that it has this gradation from one texture to the other.